Welcome to the Tush Twins, heard exclusively on malcolmpresents.com, a streaming platform heard around the world and beyond.
That's
Uh,
right.
we haven't decided where beyond is. I think beyond is,
I don't know. Some some
well,
some
for me, it's beyond is in New York City.
maybe it's Alpha Centauri. Is that the one of the outer
Yeah, Alpha Centauri, I
space
think is that a planet, star?
stars? It's a group of stars. It's
Yeah.
it's yeah. But anyway, when you think about what's out and you look up and you go, it just doesn't it just like it's infinite and there's like there's no end to it.
Wait, that's my theoretical question. Is there an end? Is
Right, and a lot of the theoretical physicists don't have a total answer. They keep changing. That maybe there's an end, but I don't think there's an end. And
But if there's an end, what is the end?
yeah, I know that that's the big
It's
question.
like when you die, what is the
Yeah,
end? It's
right. Right. What are you doing? You just I don't know. I hope they can like transport me into one of those things like on Futurama where your head's alive. And then the Tush twins can broadcast with you from that.
oh, by the way, we're missing Paula because
We're
she's
missing the Tush. Yeah,
yeah, she's not up to speed.
yeah, she's got things she
Yeah,
must deal
she's
with.
not a happy camper
Yeah,
at this point.
she's not happy unless she somehow got the okay to play golf. Maybe then you know that tomorrow is we're filming this is Halloween. And in New York tomorrow in my area in the city, it's going to be 80 plus degrees.
80 plus.
On how I don't ever remember. I'd have to go look that having eight. I know we've had warmer ones, but I don't ever
Uh,
remember an 80-degree um Halloween.
I've been in Los
I got plenty.
I've been
Yeah,
in Los Angeles so long, I don't remember ever living in New York anymore.
right, right. Well, it's we get a lot of kitties here in the burbs, and we had to buy a lot of candy because it's supposed to be nice and it's going to be warm. I don't know. My poor dog, she's gonna be barking all every time the
Well,
doorbell rings.
this morning when I woke up, it was 49 degrees in Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
I think it was warmer here than was there.
Yeah.
But the other days it was in the 30s in the morning. It's Goofy McGee and the weather. I don't know. So it is World Series time, and you and I are, on different teams this time. And so the Yanks finally won yesterday. The Yankees pulled off, I think, 11-4. They finally
11 to 4.
something got stuck there, and they said, "Okay, can't. This is embarrassing." It was embarrassing. I'm hoping they win tonight, and then they can bring it out to LA, and the Dodgers will probably be celebrating at one of those games. But hey,
There's never a team has come back from 3-0 in
right, they've come back from 2-0, but not
no,
3.
2-0. The
The
55
Dodgers
Dodgers.
came back
55
from,
Dodgers came back from 2-0, and
so I think.
the
I think
56 Yankees came back from 2-0.
Yeah, yeah, but 3. Hey,
Great.
if they win the next 2 games and they go to 7, it's like a new series. It's just,
Oh yeah,
I mean, that
it's a
if it
one game.
right, it'll be like a 1 game
As you
series at
say,
that
you
point.
play one game at a time. The
Yeah,
I think it was Boston Yankees. I'm not sure if it was 88
Bo-
that some
Boston.
they were playing for the league championship.
Oh, oh, okay.
Boston was down 0-3 and they went four
Right,
in a row.
right. Yeah,
It's the only
it's
thing,
possible.
only time that ever happened.
It's that's when they had that's when the curse of the Bambino went away, they said. That's when that lifted. The curse was over at that point. But so we yeah, so we'll see where this all leads. I mean, right now, uh they will be playing in really nice weather here in New York. So that'll be good for the Angelino boys who like warmer weather,
Yeah.
right? So
Well,
we'll
I didn't realize till actually this series that the left field and right field is so short in Yankee Stadium.
What about that foul ball yesterday with the guys pulled it out of was it Mookie Betts' glove? Is
Yeah, I
that
think
who
so.
it was? What the hell? I mean, New York fans are crazy, but I've never seen anything like
Well,
that.
well, it's lucky they didn't pull Mookie Betts up.
I think,
He's about 170 or something. He's
right, he's
small.
like, right, he's not a big heavy guy. And I'm like, I mean, I didn't see the game. I just saw the score. And then I saw this morning, I mean, I saw last night that these two guys pulled this stunt, which was really bad. I mean, how do you do that? They certainly should not be allowed back there for a while. And I don't blame the Dodgers for, like, I mean, being pissed. So we'll see.
That's life.
Then it made the Yankees, stronger in a weird way. It's like, yeah, this is too. And then they were booing them, but some of the Yankee fans who were like, they were still giving these guys high fives coming out, and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, yeah, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, they are the one who I think a story going back to the Brooklyn days. I think Gil Hodges was going into a slump for the World Series,
Hmm.
and everybody was saying, bad mouthing him on the air. When he came out at the ball game in Ebbets Field, everybody gave him a standing ovation. I mean, he was so beloved.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They gave him a
He
standing
was.
ovation, and there were many, and he was a Catholic, and many in church on
We're
Sunday.
praying,
The minister was praying for him to
of
get him out of the
course.
slump,
So, then what?
and he did.
Okay.
I forget
Then we need
exactly
we
what he
need we
did.
need I don't know what judge,
Oh,
religion
Judge.
he is. He was not. I don't know what he did yesterday. Do you know? Did he hit
I
anything? I
the
don't
only
know.
thing I
Uh,
think he
did
walked and he was hit by a pitch and he might have gotten a single,
oh,
but
uh,
nothing of power.
like what is the deal with you, man? What is going on?
Well, I think the bookies paid them off because they won a 7 game series.
I don't know about that. That would be
The
even.
networks want a 7 game series because they don't know what the numbers are, but they must be high.
Well, this has to be, I would assume, one of the higher ones because you have two of the biggest markets in the country.
Yeah,
You got New
two
York
of
and
the
LA.
biggest. Yeah,
That's a dream. I mean, the LA, the MLB is like, salivating that it's these two teams because
right.
that's where the revenue's coming from. But I don't know. I don't know if Judge did anything. Who got all then were there any? There must have been
There were a
some
lot of
home.
the bottom of the lineup were getting the home runs.
Uh,
I forget names, but people that you wouldn't suspect that would be hitting them. And
yeah.
Ohtani didn't hit any home runs.
Anyway,
Yeah, but
they're
they're only
saying they're
making.
saying that Judge is all in his head right now.
Yeah.
It's like he can't get out of it, can't get out of his head. I guess. Oh well.
Well,
As
he has
long as he
enough.
doesn't have the yips, we're okay, but who knows?
He has enough to go to therapy over the winter.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
I'm sure he'd like to go to therapy with a ring around his finger, though.
he's only making about I think 60 million a year or something. He's one of the lower paid ones.
Yeah, right. I know. Now they're talking about Soto, where if he's gonna be a Yankee or the Mets are interested in him, and if the Mets get him, boy, that'll be the Yankee fans will be screaming.
Well, that's the problem with baseball, any of the sports today. There are no homegrown heroes anymore.
Well, look at Cal Ripken.
Yeah, they were
He
all
was
good.
with the Orioles forever.
Right, but how
He
long ago did
stayed.
he play?
I'm just saying, it
Oh
used to
yeah,
be you stayed. A lot of these guys stayed with their teams.
it was
Now,
homegrown heroes.
like Pete Alonso, there's the big question. He's going to get more money somewhere else, but he said he wants to be a Met. He likes the Mets. He's family was some of it was from Queens. He's got
Right. Well, it
something.
depends. Yeah, it depends
So
if you're an East Coaster or a West Coaster, and
you know,
but now it's guns for hire.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't. You don't stay.
Yeah,
And
and
how do you get that team spirit if you're always leaving?
I mean, even in basketball, like over here, like LeBron James.
Well, his son is,
Yeah, Bronny. Yeah,
that's why he stayed.
but he's to me. I mean, I like him on the Lakers, but he's not a true Laker.
Right. Well,
He's not someone like
he's
Kobe
not. No, no. Kobe was one of a kind.
for 20 years.
What a tragedy that was. But In any event, all right, let's get on to more things of fun.
If-
I'd kind of rather stay on baseball than the election, but
Well, the election
uh,
is coming up this Thursday.
next Tuesday,
The
actually.
ex- ex- uh,
Right. All
and-
right. Yeah, we're wishing we're suffering from election stress. You remember the movie High Anxiety?
yeah.
Mel Brooks, and he had this debilitating, crippling anxiety. Well, I think we're all suffering what Mel Brooks
Yeah,
said in the movie.
definitely.
I mean, the stress. I know I am more stressed than usual. I mean, I could be stressed on things, but this is like hitting the highest. I'm trying to cool down. I sing to my dog. That's my only solace.
Well, I mean, it's hard to cool down when, which I don't see how the polls say the election is so close.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't know who I
it's
don't even know who they're polling. A lot of times they're either sending out surveys. So I just I just got embarrassed. I'm not gonna put this on, but see this?
Marist.
It's a Marist poll, but it's not for the election. It's for something in my town, which a lot of people got confused about. So a lot of people probably threw it out. So now they probably have to rescind it because they're not going to get the people that, thought they thought it was. When you see Maris poll now during this time, when there's less than a week to go, it's like you're not filling anything out. Are you crazy? Don't bother me. Get away. But it's at this point, everything is, you think that the issues, it's the best economy. All the figures coming out are the economy is the best. I was just reading about Biden, who just really just is not being given any credit. He's not being given credit for what he is doing, what he has done. I am pissed that I mean, if everyone knew that he was, declining to the point he seems to be in, that they let him run for a second term. Um, but what he's done, what he's done is uh, fantastic. I mean, everything from expanded overtime guarantees, over-the-counter birth control, gun safety, renewable power of the and electricity, renewables, and they're giving a lot of more money for the Inflation Reduction Act, uh, preventing discriminatory mortgage lending, crackdown on junk fees. You get all these fees,
Oh
40,
yeah.
$50. Well, he's like, nope, you can't do that. It's going to be $8.
Well,
Um,
theater tickets, you cannot buy. I think we talked about that on one of
yeah,
the shows. You cannot buy a ticket at the box office anymore.
yeah.
You have to
You
go through
can't.
Ticketron or some.
Well, you can buy a ticket at the Broadway box. You can go. You could go last minute,
Yeah,
actually.
but you can't buy any concerts, any of the big
You know,
concerts. They're all
probably
controlled.
not. Yeah. And there's only one main company that's doing it. It's
Yeah.
like a complete monopoly. And they just everything's a
Mm.
monopoly. There's only two or three of everything. So
Well,
Phil and I used to discuss that all the time. This was 20 years ago. We're going, how far are they going to go? They've done it in the music industry. There's only three now.
I used to have a show on. It was 2 years ago, and I just saw a copy of it, and I put it to Facebook. It was the same thing that people are making, these headlines, these comments, and they're false, they're fake.
Right.
And
That's what's happening.
I mean, this is, again, I keep on repeating myself, but it's, a double think.
Right.
What's it,
Yep.
1984?
Yep. I think it was in 1984.
Which you say something often enough and loud enough, people believe it.
Right. Right.
Because they say,
Exactly.
because the whole thing of obviously we are for Kamala.
Right. Don't say it too loud because if somebody gets a hold of us, you never know.
No, well,
But the thing is, you're fearful. I mean, in my town, in the neighboring town this week, somebody was going and taking signs off people's lawns, which is a federal offense, by the way.
That I didn't know.
So this woman in the middle of the night was driving in her car, stopping and taking out signs. Like 2, 3 in the morning, I guess. I don't know the particulars, but it not only was it in my town, but it was the town next to us. And that is a no-no.
Yeah,
And
what was it
oh,
in Portland where they set fire to
oh, it
the
was not Portland, Phoenix. There was like 4 places where someone threw like a mini bomb into something and blew it up.
yeah, the
And
man who
they
voted.
caught one of the guys, I think. And so now what happens to all these ballots now?
Well,
It could be it could be crucial, especially in not much in Oregon and Washington, but in Phoenix,
yeah,
in Arizona.
supposedly in the area they contacted the rolls of people that were voting, and they contacted them to say, "Did you put your?" And they asked whether they put their absentee ballot in there.
Well, I mean, I don't know how far they're going to get. I'm sure many ballots will not be
Yeah.
cast now,
But
and
yeah,
that and
I know, but
that's okay. It's okay if it was the reverse or something. You'd hear it. You'd hear it. So I don't know. I mean, the fallout from this, the Puerto Rico,
oh, that
that quote, about the Puerto Rico's a floating island of garbage.
garbage.
It's supposed to be, oh, you speak to, it was just a joke, really. And about blacks carving watermelons and
Right.
Jews and everything else. That's just a
It
joke.
wasn't the Jews, I think, and the Latinos just having babies.
No, they said something about, I don't know what they said about something about the Jews. It was in the press, but I don't know what was said. And I'm like, this is okay with people.
Well,
Maybe
they were cheering there.
maybe they all had a lobotomy. Instead of transgender, when they switched them, the boy became the girl and the girl became the boy. Maybe in fourth grade, they had a lobotomy and their parents didn't know it.
Well, the thing is, they keep on saying things like, that she's a moron. She has a low IQ.
Oh, they called her a Marxist. They called her a communist.
Actually they called her a
And when she says
prostitute.
he's a fascist, which she is,
They
they
called her
get
a
all down.
prostitute.
It's gonna cause violence, said speaker. I can't.
Well, the thing is, also
Johnson,
when they talk about policies, they say, "Oh, he is bad for the finance." The stock market has been
the highest ever.
the highest ever. When Trump left, I think it was like 19,000. Now it's
Yeah,
over 40,000.
42,000
Yeah,
now.
and there's more less unemployment.
Yeah,
The wages
and
are higher. The only thing,
inflation's down.
inflation is down from
So,
what it was, but it's still high.
but the eggs, it's all about the eggs. And it's about the eggs, but not about the $60 Bibles or the $400
Hmm.
sneakers or the I don't know how many thousands of dollars watch. It's a new thing. So there's
But
no it's a cult, uh and they're just following their leader is
yeah.
what it is.
The only thing that they do have a certain point, and I'm sorry to say, is with the immigration. Is with the
Did you know that the numbers in the last 2 years have gone down and they have more restrictions? And the Congress failed to pass the Border Act,
well, it's not
which
that they
was a
get.
bipartisan act, and the guy who did it was one of the most conservative Republicans in Congress. And Trump said, if you do that, it's going to affect my chances of winning. So
Well,
I have a big giant diss to them.
yeah, it
Okay?
didn't.
That's horse crap.
Not that it failed. It never got to the floor for a vote.
They
It
because
prevented the vote
it did fail because they
because
wouldn't give it a vote
the speaker
because
of
Trump said no.
the Speaker of the House said did not give it a
No,
vote.
Trump X, who I call him
Right.
now, because he's owned by X pretty much.
Hmm.
You know who X is.
Yeah.
Uh, he put the kibosh on it.
But you know something, I
He
might be able to
put the
be
kibosh on it.
may be able to be bought if X would give me $1 million.
Well,
I
he's
might
gone.
I might
The Musk X is giving $1 million
yeah
to people.
I might change my registration to Republican I'm
You
not saying
may.
how I'd vote, but I could change my registration.
Sure you can. It's just nothing, nothing, you know, nothing matters anymore. Is that from Queen? Nothing really matters
I,
anymore. Yeah. That's pretty
but
much wraps it up.
yeah. Next
I think.
Wednesday, next Wednesday we have to have a show.
Oh, well, I'll either be,
Post-election.
well, it's very possible that next Wednesday I'll be jumping for joy or hiding under my desk.
Either jumping for joy or jumping.
Well, I ain't jumping. I ain't going that far, but no, it's more like I'll be curled up on my couch like I was in past times. I literally was
And of
curled up.
course,
Well, I was curled up on my couch the entire night in a fetal position.
and they're talking about bringing down inflation, but he's going to put tariffs on everything, any
Yeah.
foreign goods, and most of our goods are foreign goods.
He has concepts of plans. It's going to
All
take
concepts,
away.
right?
He wants to get rid of, the Affordable Care
The
Act.
Affordable Care Act, yeah.
You know,
And what does he have anything? No, no, he has a concept
he
of it.
wants to he wants to strip Medicare and Social Security.
But no one points out what did he do when he was president? What was so
I don't
good?
know. I don't know. I've asked that question and no one has an answer for me.
I mean, he increased our national
And
debt by trillions of dollars because of the tax
the
break.
tax, right, but also there's something called the pandemic, and he did not handle that well. You and I should have been injecting bleach into our bodies. Um,
Oh, didn't
it
you?
was no, that's why I'm talking to you.
Oh,
Other than that, I could have been in,
well,
I just,
do you see how white I am?
yeah,
It's due to bleach.
it's the
My
Clorox.
my my hair was black.
It was.
The bleach made it white,
Yeah, well,
and my beard.
the beard is all there. Yeah, it's I can't, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand why at this point there the party overrules the country. I don't think it's the GOP that I knew or remember. The
No,
GOP
no,
that I remember, they went across the aisle
no.
and they tried to get things done.
The legitimate thing when I was younger. It's the big thing difference between the Dems and the Republicans. The Democratic thought that the government should have more control over things and or run
The
business.
reverse.
And
The
the
Republicans want
Republicans
more
thought big
private,
business,
yeah,
private.
private, right. Hmm.
And but that's no longer the true anymore.
No. The people that they made false claims about, they were going after the FEMA workers, they were threatening their lives. These people were helping them and they were putting out false information that you can't claim anything when in fact you could. So people who didn't were getting covered because they were listening to this disinformation crap, which was not true. How do you, and so they want the government when there's like a category 4 hurricane, yet they don't care about climate change, which
Mhm.
is one of the reasons they've had two category 4 and 5 hurricanes. But they were weather machines by the Democrats. They have a big giant wind machine, don't you know?
Well, that's they want to kill the
Meteorologists,
meteorologists.
yes, they do. Say it's their fault. How does anyone in their right mind stick to that? Is what I don't understand. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, talk about climate change. I was looking at an article in The Guardian. This guy, Juan Montenegro, moved, he's in his mid 70s, moved with his wife to Florida, to Sarasota. It's beautiful. I love Sarasota. I love that whole Barrier Island, Sanibel, Captiva. Was one of my favorite places to go to. So he says, drawn two conclusions from aftermath of hurricanes Helene and Milton, which ravaged the Sunshine State's Gulf Coast twice in a 14-day span. He said he's done with Florida. He says, I have no reason to stay here at this point, so we're getting out and going back to Chicago. And he said that He just, he said tens of thousands of so-called snowbirds are fleeing, and they're not going to be heading to Florida. They always did because it's balmy and beautiful, but a lot of them are thinking twice now because they're getting caught in these crazy storms.
Right. I mean, the hurricanes and the floods.
So he said that the aftermath of the twin extreme weather episodes has also reinforced his resolve to vote a straight Democratic Party ticket this fall. He said, quote, "This makes it more clear that anybody who has any sense has to vote for Democrats." He said they may not take global warming and climate quite as seriously as they should, which to a point it is, but they are certainly, he said, they are more concerned about the climate and climate change than the Republicans are. And he goes, climate change has its tentacles everywhere. There's no place to hide in the US. We've seen with the floods in the Midwest, wildfires out west, and in Asheville, North Carolina. And it's just, which saw itself as a climate sanctuary. It was listed as a climate sanctuary. That Asheville, if you want to move somewhere that you won't have a climate issue, move there. Well, somehow
Not anymore, kid.
not anymore. So, I mean, just the fact that one side is calling it a hoax,
Yeah.
or that it's really caused by wind machines perpetrated by meteorologists and the Democrats. Do they hear what's coming out of their mouth? Number one. And number two, that what is coming out of their mouth is hurting people, hurting these people who are there, who needed to contact FEMA, and FEMA was there. But then the FEMA was afraid to go there because they were afraid they were going to get shot.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what to say about that. But
And now they were claiming that the FEMA funds, the reason that it's not there is because they gave
gave
them
it
to
to the
the illegal
immigrants.
aliens,
Right. Yeah, right. You
the
know
ones
what?
who
You know what?
jumped the border.
Right.
And you can
Bull,
and you
bull.
can't walk the streets in the United States.
Oh, you can't walk the streets of New York, but somehow they showed up in New York on a beautiful day where New York was just lovely, and 20,000 of them came into the city.
Hmm.
They took subways.
Yeah.
Really?
I,
He
I,
said
I,
75% of the time, 75% of murders are on the subway.
well, what he's doing is he's saying how all these countries have sent all their criminals. They've opened up their crazy houses, the insane asylums and they're all coming into the U.S.
Okay, New York City has been dealing with immigration since the pandemic. They've been coming in more. A lot of them are Venezuelan. There are some guys who got in and they're gang guys. You have to figure out how to stop that. But by and large, for a city of 8+ million people, we have the lowest crime rate of any big city anywhere.
Because of Eric Adams.
You know, no. What did Adams
No,
do?
I'm joking.
Eric Adams, he's one of the criminals. He's, I don't know. You want to go to the Turkish embassy? They have a nice embassy here in New York now.
Is he?
But
When is his term up?
I mean, I think in 26,
So
he
there haven't been any moves to impeach him.
not yet. Uh, oh, here's a new headline. Supreme Court allows Virginia to purge 1,600 voters in Virginia. Starting already. It's already starting. So the Supreme Court will handle the call, as my
Okay,
brother
well,
Mitch would
it should
say.
be interesting. I'm just wondering, let's say for whatever unknown reason, Trump becomes president, will they allow him to do what he says he'll do?
Yeah,
Will the Senate or the House of Rep, even though they're
yeah, yes. The answer is yes. It's run by extremists now. This is not being run by normal, rational people anymore. This is the extreme has taken over, and they are controlling it.
now the question,
And
who will the head of the military? It seems like in any country, there hasn't been a country this large or the democracy, but most of the countries, the military is in control because if the military doesn't support the president either gets assassinated or is kicked out.
Well, you're
Can
talking
that
about
happen here?
not major, not you're not talking about developed countries. You're talking about more like banana republics, but we're getting close to that.
Well, that's like, according to Trump,
Yeah,
we're a banana
you know,
republic. Everybody's laughing at us.
well, we have the number one economy in the world.
Right.
California has the fifth highest economy in the world where you live.
Right.
In the world against other countries. Top five or six or something like that. So you tell me.
Right.
I see people having, enjoying things, having nice times, except as soon as you mention the election, they start crying. Other than that, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm hoping the polls are just way off. I don't think they're polling people, they're polling calls are going into cell to landlines. Like who freaking has landlines
Yeah.
now?
Well, the big thing from the old days, uh, or one of the during the going back to the 48 election,
Hmm.
where Truman was up against Thomas Dewey, and all the polls predicted that Dewey would win. And why? How did they do the polls? They telephoned people to
Right,
find out who they're voting for, and only
right.
the rich
Had
had
phones.
telephones.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now there's so many ways of polling people now. I don't know how they poll them. Do they poll them over the internet? Do they poll them over cell phones? Do they do landlines?
it's mostly landlines, but
And
uh
well, landlines, from my what I see, landlines are only older people.
true.
I mean, my kids don't have landlines. I don't have a
No.
landline, but
I
I
have a landline now.
no, but I did
Uh
a kicking because my wife said, it's too much money. We're not using it. And the only thing
right.
we got on our landline was basically, marketing calls.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now it's a cell phone, but even the kids don't use cell phones. They use texting.
right, right. Well,
You
no,
can't call
that's
up anybody. You have to text them.
uh
Because it used to be
yeah,
you called them up and
this
left a message. But now, no, no, now, oh yeah, I didn't check my messages. You have to text them.
yeah, I mean it doesn't even
It's a new
doesn't
world.
yeah, they don't even say some of the methods and they said that a lot of even what they're doing, the errors are twice as large as what they're getting. I
Right.
mean, uh they're they're trying to now use online methods or a combination of mail, telephone, and online. Uh, but they the statistical weighting is
Yeah.
what's the key, and they just it's based on Democrats, but there's a lot of imbalances between survey sample, the population,
What-
and what people are telling them.
yeah.
The people can say, "Yeah, I'm voting for
Right.
X," but really they're voting for
Yeah.
Y. So you don't even know when they're answering if it's the truth.
If they're
If
telling the
it,
truth. Well, the
right.
thing
So
is,
I don't know.
we will know at least the initial outcome next Wednesday. But what I'd love to see is uh, Harris swamp them, and as far as
Electoral college, that's a whole
yeah,
other
well,
ball game.
electoral college and also the popular vote.
Right.
But if they do, Trump is going to say, "Oh, you can see it's all phony."
Yeah.
The poll said, "How could she win all those states and have all those votes?"
Right.
But
And then
anyway,
and then I'm reading this and it says roughly one third of eligible Americans do not vote in presidential elections.
that
One third. This is a recent article. I'm like, that's
cra
insane.
it's crazy.
Okay. So, but anyway,
I could see not voting for the mayor, mayoralty or the gubernatorial elections, or even
yeah, but that's crucial too. I think
well, I
every,
know. Since
yeah,
I could vote, I have voted for every election. I am
me
even
too.
vote. I vote for primaries.
Yeah, I vote for everything. I mean, also important now is school board elections.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to vote for everything because it's the only voice you have as a
What is,
citizen of this
is it?
country. Well,
Anyway,
my friend,
everybody
yeah,
out there, make sure you vote.
just vote. If you have questions, go to vote.org. You can, go online and check your registration. I voted early, so
Yeah,
I voted. I did my job.
we got to do something about that also because I talked one day about that because I don't like that you can vote for you can vote for a month. I remember
It's
maybe
not a
back
month. It's 10 days before the election,
10 days.
at least
Well,
in New
some
York.
places before because you could
Yeah, yeah, in
do
certain places it is, but
I don't
but
I like the that the
but considering 1/3 of the population doesn't vote, maybe this will inspire them because they have more time. They don't have to take off work because they can do it on a day when they're off. I mean, it should be a national holiday and there should be no work.
right,
It should be a day of no work, just go
no
vote.
work.
But that's never going to
Yeah.
happen.
Anyway, under that
All
note,
right.
we're out of here. Let's
Okay.
when you speak to Paul, I haven't spoken to
Oh,
him.
all
What's
right.
your
We'll get her.
say we need
Tomorrow,
for
I'll
next
see
Wednesday?
you. We have an election special
I'll see you
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Many shades of green.
Oh boy, that's going to be crazy. All right.
Okay, Kate.
Take care. Let's go, Yankees. Sorry.
Uh, well, I always like to think it's time for Dodger baseball.
I know,
It's
but
the
then
old Vin
you
Scully.
want maybe you want the Dodgers to come back to their own, to have it in LA. All
Yeah,
right. You want to see it? You want to see it done with?
I want him to be done with.
Okay.
I get
I
to.
I don't have my Yankee hat, but I still love my Mets. So there
I'll,
you go.
sp
All right. Take care.
I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye bye.
All righty. Bye.